Hey folks, had an interesting closing yesterday. Worked with a client for about 9 months now. We've listed her triplex over in Linwood. When we listed the property, there were 2 tenants, one in the front, one in the back, and 1 vacant unit. Sold the property really quickly. Then found out during the process, her front tenant became delinquent on his rent, and the new purchaser did not want to inherit eviction situation. So we came to an agreement that the tenant, if they did not pay up, he would have to get evicted before we closed. Well, COVID happened and no one could be evicted, and fair enough, we waited and we were patient and we gave the tenant as much opportunity as possible to come due. He blatantly did not respond to any messages, wasn't letting access to the property, running up the bills. I mean, the seller was distraught because they used that money from the rent to pay the taxes on the building, to maintain the building. It's their only investment property. They're not some massive management company. They're just a single owning landlord. And, this was her retirement money. And she couldn't sell the home because this guy was holding out and not even doing anything to try to remedy it. Nothing. So after months and months and months, finally in September, she was allowed to submit her request to evict. I went through the whole process with her, met her at the courthouse, sat through, was her witness, went there multiple times for the whole process of the eviction, which took 3 more months. So this person was in the property and didn't pay rent for over 9 months, which is insane. And at the end, he also claimed he had COVID during the process, which was never the truth. At the end, we were able to evict him and sell the property, and I'm happy that I was able to help my client get to the finish line, because I know how much of a financial burden that property was on her, and not having a paying tenant and a vacant unit. She was in the red every month. So we got it to the finish line. We were able to get it completed, but COVID has made things much more difficult than normal for a lot of people. And there's ways to still accomplish things. It just takes a little bit longer than you would like to see. But happy for my clients, happy to be able to get to the finish line. Learned a lot during that transaction, and hope that any of our investor clients out there aren't dealing with holdover tenants that aren't at least trying to get aid for paying their rent, because there are programs that are helping people pay their rent. And if you're trying to do that, your landlord shouldn't evict you, and won't be able to. So that's good. So any questions, reach out 484-744-4053. But congrats to our client.